they offer me 40 hours of community service. Is that still on the table?
Okay,
If I enter like an oral motion of dismissal based on constitutional grounds, are you standing on your constitutional oath?
That
Yeah,
may that may pass.
it says automobile, horse, drawn wagon, or carriage. So
okay, so
an
Mr.
automobile is not necessarily a car if it's a household good.
But
I
all
mean,
of those things are not
an
true.
automobile was actually created before a driver's license was ever.
All right, guys, buckle up. Today's court hearing is straight up wild. We've got another sovereign citizen doing what they do best, making a complete mess in court. This guy is pulling the usual nonsense, claiming he wasn't driving, he was just traveling. Like, bro, come on. We all know that's not how the law works. And the worst part, this dude will not stop talking. He just rambles nonstop, tossing out random legal jargon like he thinks he's casting some kind of magic spell that'll get him off the hook. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Now, let's talk about the judge for a second. Honestly, I think she was a little too soft here. She had so many chances to shut him down harder and keep the court on track, but she kind of let him run wild. What do you guys think? Was she being too lenient, or just letting him dig his own hole? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive into this train wreck of a courtroom performance. You're not going to believe how far this guy takes it.
Hear me?
Yes, I
Okay,
hear you.
so you're before the court on 2019 CR 04954 for driving on a suspended or revoked license, no license, failure to display license, or failure to have license on person. I'm not sure, it cuts off, and no tag or expired or invalid tag. So that's on the first case. On the case from 2020 03114, you have a suspended or revoked license. You're represented by Lister and Holt on one of the cases, but not on the other. Did you want Lister and Holt to represent you, or did you want to represent yourself
I represent myself.
on both cases?
Yes, ma'am. I have a quick question as far as law concern when it comes to driver's license.
Okay.
Um, okay, you're only allowed to have one driver's license, and
Right.
I have an Alabama driver's license. So when I get pulled over, I actually showed them my Alabama driver's license, and it's current. It's the most current, and so they make a determination if they should go off the Georgia driver's license or the Alabama driver's license. And when I present the Alabama driver's license, they let me go because my Alabama license is valid. And you're only allowed to have one. And I had Alabama license first.
Honor,
So
I
my
believe
Georgia
this sounds
driver's
like a not
license,
guilty.
excuse me?
Okay. So, Mr. Resto, what Mr. Taylor is saying is this is something that you could prove at trial. If you present that information at trial, then that means you want to go to trial instead of taking a plea. I don't know what the recommendation is, and I don't
Well,
know.
the recommendation was, I think I've been dealing with this case for an awful long time now. So I
Yeah.
don't really want to go to trial. I just want to get it behind me. But I think that the recommendation, I remember the recommendation quite clear. They offered me 40 hours of community service. Is that still on the table?
Okay, no, Mr. Resto, it's more than.
This guy is unbelievable. He's really out here trying to negotiate during a pre-hearing like he's haggling at a flea market or something. You seriously can't make this stuff up. Honestly, I don't blame the judge and the prosecutor for laughing at him, because same, the fact that he said all of that with a straight face? Wild. Sometimes I genuinely wonder how people like this even exist, let alone think they're outsmarting the legal system with this sovereign citizen nonsense. If I were the judge, I'd be handing out contempt charges like candy. Also, shout out to the prosecutor. I'm actually finding his little remarks pretty hilarious. He's clearly had enough of this nonsense, and I'm here for it. Let me know what you guys think of him so far. But for now, let's dive back in and see what other legal magic tricks this guy thinks he's about to pull.
I know it's more than that. So the basic fines and fees for driving on a suspended license is the first time in 5 years. If you get one, then you can enter a NOLO plea if you have a NOLO plea eligible to you, and then the fine is $500. But if you get a second one, the fine goes to $1,000. A third one, the fine goes to $1,500 and 10 days mandatory jail time. You have a second one, which means that you might be able to enter a NOLO to the first one, but then the second one is outstanding. So when you took a plea to the second one, that would definitely suspend your license. So that's what's on the table.
Okay, now does the if I enter like an oral motion of dismissal based on constitutional grounds, are you standing on your constitutional oath,
Okay,
or did
I'm not sure what that is. So I have taken an oath to uphold the Constitution and to make sure that I treat people as the law would direct me to do so. So,
okay? Well, I asked this question previously when I was in your courtroom one day in regards to the right to travel under the 14th Amendment, stating that citizens do not need a permit to travel with a horse-drawn carriage, wagon, or automobile without interference by police. And I was on a public highway actually when I got pulled over. It's a
okay, so
highway.
that's not actually in the Constitution.
And I
So the
don't
right to
believe
the right
automobiles
to
were
travel.
around when the 14th Amendment was ratified.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Taylor.
I just wanted to point out to the court that automobiles hadn't been invented when the 14th Amendment was ratified. That
Yeah,
may have been a fact.
it says automobile, horse, drawn wagon, or carriage.
Okay,
So
so
an
Mr.
automobile is not necessarily a car if it's a household good. It's just a form of transportation. It doesn't matter if it's an automobile, horse, drawn wagon, or carriage, because it's still a form of transportation, and citizens have the right to travel without interference by police. So I don't even know how the police are even allowed to interfere with travel when I'm not using my vehicle for commerce,
Your Honor,
and it's
at
a
Hold on,
this
Mr.
totally
particular
Taylor.
private household good.
Why is the judge still letting this sovereign citizen ramble? I seriously don't get it. Judges absolutely have the authority and the responsibility to keep their courtroom under control. It's literally their job to shut this kind of nonsense down and keep things moving. Stuff like this is such a ridiculous waste of time. You can even see the prosecutor getting visibly frustrated, basically begging the judge to wrap it up. But for some reason, she's just sitting back and letting this guy turn the hearing into a circus. This dude should have had a 30-second hearing, tops, but instead, it drags on for over 20 minutes. And honestly, that's exactly why the court system is so backed up. Is that a hot take? Because I don't see nearly enough people talking about it. Should this judge be more firm? Or is she actually doing the right thing by letting it play out? I'm not even sure anymore, but let's dive back in and see just how far this guy manages to push it.
So, Mr. Resto, if somebody drove 100 miles an hour into the back of your vehicle and killed your a family member, would you want the police to interfere?
That's a murder. I mean, that's if someone got killed.
But they're traveling. You can't interfere with somebody traveling.
No, I mean you can't. It's stating that a police just can't interfere with your traveling, like pulling you over for a traffic violation or a tag.
But you
You're
want
not.
them to
You can't.
interfere if
Now,
somebody.
if you murder somebody because of
Well, okay.
sovereign.
Say you don't murder them. Say you just hurt them. Say you just damaged the vehicle. You don't want the police to interfere.
No, that because that's when it almost becomes like an accident or a crime or whatnot. So the police can. That's not really an interference. An interference with your traveling, not an interference when two citizens engage in an accident. It's interfering with you just traveling. Now, police officers, as far as public servants, they have a duty to serve to the people. So if a car accident occurs, then of course public servants, as far as ambulance, as far as firemen, they will come to the scene just as a service. But for you to just interfere in my traveling is actually a violation of the Constitution.
Well, sir, the Constitution and the cases that have come out of the constitutional jurisprudence allow cities and states and municipal organizations to regulate travel for the benefit of the citizens. So they can put reasonable regulations on travel, meaning you can have a license They can grant you the privilege of having a license to drive. They can regulate how your license is seen. If you don't have a license, or if your license is suspended, they can intervene to take your license away or your privilege to drive away. It is a crime. You can be convicted of not driving under a proper license. So the government is allowed to intervene in a lot of ways with people traveling. So I'm not sure where this information comes from, but there's a lot of stuff on the internet about traveling and the 14th Amendment and horse and buggies and even maritime law. But all of those things are not true.
automobile was actually created before a driver's license.
Okay, this is next level ridiculous. This sovereign citizen just said that automobiles existed before driver's licenses, so that somehow means driver's licenses are unconstitutional? Are you kidding me? By that logic, you wouldn't have to pay taxes because the IRS didn't exist when the first form of currency was created. That's just not how laws or reality work. Driver's licenses exist for one simple reason: public safety. It's not some government overreach. It's to make sure people actually understand traffic laws and can safely operate a vehicle. It's really not that complicated. And honestly, it's not expensive or difficult to get one. This idea that you can ignore modern laws just because they weren't around when something was invented? Pure nonsense. Just more sovereign citizen word salad trying to pass as logic. Let me know in the comments, are you as baffled as I am right now? Because I can't believe this guy actually said that with a straight face. Anyway, let's jump back in and see what other gems he's got for us.
So people was actually their case pamphlets where people was actually operating vehicles before a driver's license ever became. That's actually, you guys are actually a conflict of interest, actually, as far as you being in cahoots with the DMV. That's a totally separate entity.
Okay,
And for
so
some reason,
Mr. Resto, do you want to resolve the case? Because it's not
I
going
want
to
to
be
resolve the
40
case.
hours of
I disagree with the fine amount because it changed. I would I would make an offer like I can do $1,000, maybe 12-month probation. But
Mr. Resto.
$2,000, that's excessive.
Mr. Resto, we're not negotiating. Those are statutory fines, meaning they're written into the law. I can't even change them.
Can I make a counter offer to the state and say it's $1,000? Can I be?
No,
Because I did do
sir.
time in jail. If the state would see that and count.
That's why I'm saying that you may want to speak with an attorney, because certain things that they can negotiate, I can't change the statute. I can't change what's written in it, but they can negotiate. And if the solicitor wants to give you credit for time in jail in lieu of the fine, those are things that they can do that I can't do.
Yeah. So I would ask to the district attorney, knowing that I did serve some days in jail, can you guys lower the fine and I just go ahead and end this case right now? I can do 1,000. I got $1,000 right now.
Mr. Resto, so that's a conversation that you need to have with them directly without me being present, number one. Number two, the reason I keep saying you might want to go through your attorney is because they can explain to you what is already on the table and how that may or may not change, okay?
What's on the table now, man?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I would rather you have that conversation in a breakout room with the attorney who's assigned to your case and with the state, as opposed to here in the main room. One, because I have other cases that need to be addressed, and two, because that's not information I need to hear.
Okay, is it anything I can do to get this case resolved now? Because it's been lingering on.
I'm telling you what to do, but you're not listening, Mr. Reston. Mr. Resto,
I mean, today, I want to resolve this today.
I get that you want to resolve it today, and I'm telling you what to do, but you're not listening to me. I said you can go into a breakout room with your attorney, and the attorney and you can discuss what's already on the table, and then if your attorney wishes to speak with the state to clarify anything, they can do that too. But you're not going to get it resolved by going back and forth with me, because there's stuff I cannot do.
Okay, just tell the state that I'll take their recommendation. I'll just pay the $2,000 if they can give me 12 months to pay it off. And if I pay it off early, if my probation would be.
And just like that, that was the last we heard from this guy, at least for the day. Yep, this sovereign citizen literally got up and walked out of his own hearing. I'm pretty sure the judge issued a bench warrant right after that, as she should. But don't worry, I've got his second appearance coming tomorrow, and trust me, it's just as chaotic. So stay tuned for that. Let's be real. This was a classic case of a sovereign citizen trying to wiggle out of paying a $2,000 fine by spewing nonsense about traveling instead of driving. Like, dude, the court doesn't just forget about your ticket because you read a weird blog post on Facebook. Honestly, I don't even have the energy to rant anymore. This guy fried my last brain cell. But I'm genuinely curious. Do you think the judge was too soft on him? Because I do, and I want to know if that's a hot take or if you guys feel the same way. If you're enjoying these reactions and want to see more, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. I seriously appreciate all the support, and if you've got recommendations for other hearings I should cover, drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and take care, everyone.